Learn about players. I don't dare to think about starting 11 because there's so many months to play, but we learned so much today again because it was a tough match. It was an emotional stadium. It felt like a cup game as a favorite and the underdog. It's good. I just told the guys, I think we constantly progressed throughout the 3 camps. This is what we wanted. Congratulations to them. It was a pleasure to fight with them and push them from the sideline. It's just pure pleasure to work with them. It's very, very difficult for me now I told them in the dressing room, I have to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and see you in March, which really hurts me, I have to say. Almost got emotional because I would love to compete with them next Wednesday again and next Saturday, and it's not possible, but yeah, it's everything what you can ask for as a coach at the moment. So it's a pleasure to work with them, to push them. They're a strong group at the moment. Everyone is buying into into this what we are building, and it's top.
So a big win then for England, and let's cross live now to get some more reaction in Tirana with our reporter Rob Jones, Rob Dawson, I beg your pardon, I'm sorry, Rob, who is there for us. Rob, so not pretty then this for England, but they got the job done, they kept the record intact, so all positive really in the end, wasn't it?
I think that sums it up quite nicely, to be honest. Yeah, this wasn't vintage England by any means. In fact, it was probably one of their poorest performances in the qualifying campaign. But Thomas Tuchel made 7 changes to the starting 11 before the game, and it looked a little bit disjointed for big chunks of the first half. But forget all of that. Put all that to one side, because it would be wrong to focus on that when England have completed an extraordinary historical record. As you say, 8 straight wins in World Cup qualifying. 8 consecutive clean sheets in World Cup qualifying. They're the first European team ever to do that. And that is an extraordinary achievement. Part of the reason that they kept the clean sheets, by the way, was a really impressive performance from Dean Henderson, who's had to be incredibly patient to wait for his opportunity between the posts ahead of Jordan Pickford. He was given that opportunity tonight, and he made 3 really important saves. One of those when John Stones played an awful back pass to him, where he had to go in for a sliding tackle with Loki and won that tackle. Otherwise, England would have been a goal down. That was still 0-0 when that happened. So credit to Dean Henderson, who's had very few opportunities but has been a great tourist with England for so long now. And it would be wrong as well not to talk about Harry Kane, who's scored 2 again tonight. That's 28 goals in 23 matches for club and country now this season. And he just re-emphasised again, as he always does, just how important he is for this England side and how important he is for England's hopes of lifting the World Cup next summer. I spoke to the England captain after the game, and the first question had to be about that extraordinary record that England had achieved with a perfect qualifying record.
Whenever you're creating history, it shows that you're on the right path. I think we've had a lot of great qualifying campaigns in recent history, and you know, we've topped that with this one. So can be really proud of the hard work that we put in. I know sometimes we maybe don't get the credit for these type of wins and these type of campaigns, but we've done our job, we've done what we needed to, and we've done it in style as well. So we can be really proud of that, and we look forward to the new year now.
2 more goals from you, 28 for the season for club and country. Do you ever sit back and go, yeah, this is a bit special?
Yeah, it's hard to take it in, I think. When you're on a roll like this, you just want the next game to be around the corner. So obviously a little break from now until Saturday, but just feeling a good moment. I spoke before in the press conference, like you said, and probably the best form I've been in, and just the best overall play that I feel I'm playing at the highest level. So I'm just looking forward to the next game. We'll see how many we can get. Obviously a long way to go in the season, so if I can continue this type of form and this type of run, it should be quite a big number come the end.
Do you think you've sent a message as a squad to the rest of the world? And I don't want you won't be arrogant, you never are. But 8 wins, 8 clean sheets, the only team to do it. Is that a message in World Cup year?
I think whether it's a message or not, I think it just shows what we're capable of. Not conceding a goal in all that time is obviously a great achievement in itself. So, and the bottom line is clean sheets win your tournaments. Clean sheets got us to 2 finals and semi-finals, and when you get to the biggest games, you need to be solid, you need to be compact, you need to be able to defend your box, and we've shown we could do that. And then you add, the players that we have in attack and in midfield. We're a tough team to beat, but like you said, it's a long way to go. We're not going to get carried away. I think that's the special nature of this group. We're just looking forward to the next camp. Obviously, a little while now, but we go away, we rest up, and then we come back together in March and try and continue this momentum.
Finally, did you say anything to the players? We know that inspirational speech you gave in the last camp when you guaranteed qualification. What have you said to the boys tonight?
No, I gave Jarrell his legacy cap today, and was proud to do that. He should be extremely proud of his performance and obviously making his debut. The rest of the floor was the boss, the manager. He wanted to thank everyone. He had some things he wanted to say, and to the players, to the staff, and overall, I think just how proud he is of us, especially in these last few camps, to play and train and act together the way we have. He took the floor on this one.
Thanks, Harry.
Interesting to look at Jude Bellingham today as well, Rob. He started at number 10. How did he get on?
Where'd you start with Jude Bellingham? He's a superstar, isn't he? He's one of the best players in world football and one of the biggest stars in world football. We saw him at the end of the game being absolutely mobbed by Albania fans, by Albanian reporters for selfies with him. And I don't think he was great tonight by his own very high standards. I think the number of changes that Tuchel had made caused him some difficulty in linking up with players. But all of that you can forget because the headlines, again, are about how he behaved on the pitch. And look, there was a suggestion put to Thomas Tuchel in the news conference this evening that Jude Bellingham hadn't celebrated that second goal that Harry Kane scored with the rest of his team. And Thomas Tuchel was asked about that. And Thomas Tuchel said, I hadn't seen it, I need to review it. The truth of the matter is we've checked, and it's now clear that Jude Bellingham did celebrate with his teammates. He went over and congratulated Marcus Rashford for a brilliant cross, which landed straight on Harry Kane's head. And then he went to celebrate with the captain as well, only to turn around at that immediate moment and realise that his number was up and he was going to be substituted for Morgan Rogers. It was at that point that Jude Bellingham threw his arms up in the air in frustration and was clearly very unhappy about being substituted. But as he came off the pitch, he shook hands with Thomas Tuchel and Thomas Tuchel smacked him on the backside. So you think from player and manager's perspective, there's no lingering damage there. But put this into context where Thomas Tuchel has been talking a lot about the collective and the importance of being a team player, the importance of the bond in that group. And it will be another question mark for those who are critical of Jude Bellingham to say, is he really that team player? Has he really got the team ethos at heart? I think those who are in support of Jude Bellingham would say, well, hang on a minute. He was just celebrating a goal with his teammates and then turned around to see he was coming off. And he played a role in that goal as well, by the way. If it happened maybe 10 minutes later, in a sort of a lower key moment of the game, maybe he wouldn't have reacted like that. There are differences of opinion about Jude Bellingham. Of course there are. But Thomas Tuchel was asked about the frustration that Bellingham showed when he threw his arms up in the air when he came off. And here's how the England head coach responded.
Then I have to review it. I saw that he was not happy. I don't want to make it bigger at the moment than it is. I think to a certain degree, if you have players like Jude who are so competitive, they will never like it. But as you said, my word stands. We are about it is about standards and about level, and there's a commitment to each other and respect to each other. So someone is waiting outside, and we will not change our decision just because someone is waving with their arms.
So that's the England head coach talking about Jude Bellingham. We know Jude Bellingham is a headline maker. He will be right between now and the World Cup next summer. So expect some reaction in the newspapers tonight to that one. And it's an issue I'm sure we'll be discussing between now and May when Thomas Tuchel picks his squad. But Jude Bellingham will be absolutely in that squad, assuming he's fit and available at that point. Some other talking points and important issues, I think, from tonight's game. Jarrell Quansah made his debut out of position at right back, and I thought he played pretty well. Didn't make any huge mistakes, and I think he can be pleased with his day's work. He's had to be patient waiting for that debut. A man who made his debut the other night on Thursday at Wembley against Serbia was Nico O'Reilly. I thought he was outstanding again tonight and probably is the leading candidate to make that left-back position his own going forward, albeit he's only played 2 games in the senior England team as well. We know that Adam Wharton started in a defensive midfield role. He didn't do anything wrong, but my assessment was that he didn't do an awful lot to extend his case to be included in that World Cup squad as well. Thomas Tuchel and Anthony Barry, his assistant, will sit down and analyse all of this, and they'll make their decisions. They've got plenty of time to do so now, because they won't be meeting up with the England squad again until March of next year. But England have ended their World Cup qualifying campaign on a high. They've played their last competitive match before next summer's World Cup. That went well. And so I think there's a very positive mood amongst that England camp as they fly back, as I speak to you right now, back to England.